Alright, good morning. So today I got yarn to put my yarn in. Okay, so we just had another release of yarn. So this is a Karen chunky cake and it feels really nice. Honestly, it feels really soft. I like how it feels. It's made with 100% acrylic, but honestly, it feels really nice. It had this cute colorway in pink, purple, and like a white. So I want to crochet a basket out of this. It's chunky. I think it would do well as a basket. These are the crochet hooks that I have that are on the larger side. I'm gonna see which one that I think might work best. I just need to find the end. Where are you, a little end piece? Oh, there we go. Okay, so the end is in the purple, the beginning, as I should probably say. So, let's see, I think, probably gonna go with either this or the metal. I prefer the feel of metal knitting needles and crochet hooks. I might just use this. This might work fine. But I do have these in case I decide that they might work better. But today we are going to make a basket. So I am going to make my slip knot. So to make a slip knot, I wrap the yarn around my thumb. Then I wrap it again. I pull the loops through, a loop through, and then slip knot. Okay, I think I'm going to use the metal crochet hook just because I prefer the feel of the metal ones. So I'm gonna just chain 1, 2, 3. Ooh, this is nice and chunky. 4. I think I'm gonna just chain 4. So I chain 4. Now I'm going to slip stitch and connect the end to the beginning, just to make a little loop like this. And now I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. And this is what it looks like. Okay. If you hear scratching, Tilly is my foster kitty sharpening her claws on the cat tree. Okay, so I've chained 2, and now I yarn over, and I'm going to start half double crocheting into the center. And I'm just going to do this until it goes all the way around, back to the beginning to create the first round. So I'm just half double crocheting into the center of that ring that I made. And as I'm doing this, I'm covering the end here. So I'm like, when I go into the center, I'm pulling the yarn all the way around, and it's encasing this end right here. That way we don't really have to weave it in at the end. It's just already covered and taken care of. You can kind of see a little bit there. I'm gonna have double crochet one more time. All right, I feel like that was enough. And now I'm gonna connect into the top of the beginning chain. And then that'll just connect the round, and that's round 1. I'm just pulling this to tighten it because it was loose, and then I'll just snip it off. But this is round 1. Now I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and I am going to do 2 half double crochet stitches in each stitch around. So I'm gonna go 1, and in the same space I'm gonna do another 2, and then in the next space here I'm gonna do 2. So I'm just gonna do 2 half double crochet stitches in each stitch that was previous in the previous round, and I'm gonna be making a circle basically. So I'm just half double crocheting in each stitch in the previous row for this round.
Come a little closer, I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower, I don't know what it is you do.
Alright, so I've done 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. Now I'm going to, I feel like I could do one more. I don't want the circle to be too tight right now. I actually feel like I might do an extra half double crochet just like right here, because I don't want the circle to be too tight right now. Okay, now I'm going to slip stitch and connect that round. So now it looks like this. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 2, and I will do 1 half double crochet, and then in the next one 2 half double crochets, then 1 half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets. So every other stitch I'm adding a stitch. So I'm going to do 1 half double crochet. I'll go ahead and do that. So 1, and then in this next stitch I'm going to do 2. So 1 and 2. And then in the next stitch I'm going to do 1. And then in the next stitch I'm going to do 2 half double crochets. Essentially I am crocheting a circle right now to be the base of my basket. So I did 2 half double crochets in this one, so I'm going to do 1 half double crochet here. Then I'm going to do 2, then 1, then 2, and I'm just going to repeat that all the way around until we get to the beginning of the round here.
I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the...
Okay, so I finished this round. In the last stitch, it ended on a 2 double crochet, or 2 half double crochet spots, so I feel like it's not too tight, so I'm gonna go ahead and slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 at the beginning of the round. I'm just gonna slip stitch, pull it through, and pull it through. And now we've done 3 rounds. 1, 2, 3. Now we're gonna be on round 4. Theoretically, you could stop here and make a tiny basket, but I want to make a bigger basket, so I'm going to continue making rounds until I'm happy with the size. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to be on the 4th round. So in the 4th round, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and now I'm going to do, in this stitch I'm going to half double crochet, in this stitch I'm going to half double crochet, and then in the next one I'm going to do 2 half double crochets. So I'm going to repeat that all the way around. 1, 1, and then 2. 1, 1, and then 2. So we're going to do 1 half double crochet here, 1 half double crochet here, and then we're going to do 2, 1 and 2. Then in the next 2 stitches, we're just going to do 1 half double crochet. So 1, 1, and then in the next one, we're going to do 2. And I'm just going to repeat this all the way around. So 1, 1, and then 2.
Goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you move.
Okay, so I'm back at the beginning now, and I'm going to use a slip stitch to slip into the top of the beginning chain 2 space and attach that round, and this is what the basket looks like so far. I haven't exactly decided how big and round I want it to be yet, but when I'm happy with it, I'll stop making the rounds. But you might notice a pattern. Each time you go around, you add one more single half double crochet in a stitch between where you make increases. So in this next one, we're going to chain 2. Then we're going to half double crochet in the next 3 spaces. I think last time it was 2, right? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, then 2 half double crochets, then 1, 2, 3, then 2 half double crochets. So I'm going to half double crochet 1, 2, 3. I half double crocheted in these 3 stitches. Now I'm going to do 2 half double crochet stitches, and then in the next 3 spaces I will do 1, 1, 1, and then in the next one we do 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 2 in this one, and we're just repeating that all the way around. Okay, so I'm back at the beginning now. I'm going to use a slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain at the top and connect this round. Now for this next row, last time we did 3 single half double crochets in a row and then a double, then 3, then a double. Now we're going to do 4 single half double crochets across and then 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do our 2 half double crochets. Okay, I think you should get the idea that every next round, you're going to add another single half double crochet stitch across. So the increases get further apart as you go. So I just did 2 half double crochets in the stitch. So now on the next 4, I will do 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then I'll do 2 half double crochet stitches in the next. On the next round, I would do 5 half double crochets in succession, and then 2 in one, then 5, and then the 2 in the 1. And then the next one, I would do 6 half double crochets across, 1 in each stitch, then 2, then 6, then 2. And then on the next round, in succession. I would do, if I want it bigger than that, I would do 7 half double crochets across, then 2 in the next one. So it goes up by 1 each time. Hopefully you understand that, but I'm going to continue on until I feel like my basket is big enough to my liking.
I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion.
Okay, so I did a total of 9 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I think my basket is big enough. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and make it this size. Now, for the rest of this basket, it should be pretty easy. We're not going to be doing any more increases. What we're going to do now is we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to just do half double crochet stitches all the way around, no increases, and that will begin to form the walls that go upward. Without any increases in it, it'll begin to like form a tube, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that part.
I'm going crazy for you. I feel like the ocean. I can see you want this too. Cause you've been looking at me all night, trying to figure me out. I just wanna let you know. And I ain't playing no games, baby, you won't change. I only want you. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling.
Alright, so I am 3 rows into not doing any increases, and it's starting to form this sides, as you can see here. Now, if you decide you would rather have a cat bed instead of a basket, you could also do that. Just do a couple more rows and it makes a great cat bed. I've made cat beds this way as well. This is how much yarn I have left from this skein. I do have one more in this colorway. I've got 2 of these. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm just going to continue doing half double crochets all the way around to form those sides to make a tall basket. And I probably will check in with you tomorrow on my progress. I am going to make handles, so when I get to that point I'll show you how I do that, but basically the rest of the basket at this point is just going to be chaining 2, half double crocheting in each stitch across, and then slip stitching the row together to form the sides. Yeah, and that's basically it. You could also make Easter baskets. Easter's going to be coming up. You can make cat beds, or if you made this really big, you could make a dog bed. But I probably wouldn't do that. Well, partly because we don't have a dog and I wouldn't want to make one that big. But anyways, I have cats. I've made cat beds in this way several times. Yeah, so I will check in with you tomorrow. Alright, so yesterday I used up this much so far. This is what my basket looks like so far. I am going to make it taller. I think I wanted about like this tall. And so I'm glad I got 2 skeins of this yarn. If you want the basket to like sit up more stiffly, you might need to crochet 2 strands together, but I'm honestly fine with this. And when I put yarn in there, it's going to hold it up. So I'm not worried about it. If it's a little soft, it keeps its shape pretty well though. It's just if you wanted to add more of a stiffness so it's more solid, you might have to double strand it. Alright, so I now have this much left of my first skein. So I'm nearly done with this. I think I'm going to start working on the handles. So I am going to show how I make those. And I'm about to dip into my second skein. Alright, now we are going to work on where I start some handles. So I am going to insert my hook. I'm going to chain 2 Then I'm going to crochet across just a couple stitches to get base in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to do 5 half double crochet stitches across, and now I'm going to make a handle by chaining, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to crochet 10, and then underneath here I'm going to count 10 stitches across, and I'm going to half double crochet in the 11th to make that handle part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. So yarn over and then half double crochet into that 11th stitch. Oops. And I pull through all 3. This creates a little handle. And then I'm going to half double crochet across until it seems like I'm about at a halfway point where the other handle should be. So I'm just going to half double crochet until I feel like I am on the other side of my basket. Okay, now when I feel like I'm at the point where I should have another handle space across from this, you just kind of fold your basket in half to see where it meets up. So right here, it's meeting up here. Now, last time I crocheted 10 chains, so I'm going to do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I will half double crochet into the 11th stitch below. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right here, I need to yarn over first, then pull that through, then pull through all 3. And then I'm just gonna continue half double crocheting until I get to the beginning, and then connect it with a slip stitch. Okay, now, right now these are just chains, and I want it to be just a little bit more sturdy, so I'm going to do a row or a round of single crochet stitches. So I'm going to chain 1 after I've slip stitched at the bottom, so I'm chaining 1, and then I'm going to single crochet in all of the stitches around, and then slip stitch it when I get back to the beginning. So to single crochet, I've been doing half double crochets. Right now I feel like doing a single crochet row, so I'm just going to do a simple single crochet stitch. So you go through the next stitch, pull the yarn through, and then pull it through the 2, and that's a single crochet stitch.
Kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you move.
Alright, so I put some of my yarn in this basket. I did 1 row of single crochet stitches, but I think I'm going to do 1 more row. And then I think this might be done.
I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling.
Alright, my basket is done. Last night I spent some time winding any kind of scrap balls of yarn that I find or things that I needed to untangle. I just started putting them into balls and putting them in my basket. This one isn't wound yet though. I haven't gotten to that one, but I got all of the gray yarn wound up. I remembered that I had a bag of smaller pieces of yarn rolled up in balls, so I went ahead and added those to my basket. I want to have all of my already open yarn rolled into balls and put in a basket, because eventually I want to start making scrap projects so that we use all of the scrap yarn that I've accumulated in projects, so it all gets used and it's all in one place so I can find it and not have to hunt around in 5 different places, because that's pretty much what I do. But not anymore because I have a yarn basket. And for a review of this yarn, final thoughts, it was really nice to work with. I didn't mind the feel of the texture at all. It feels soft to me. Sometimes acrylic yarns do bother me as I'm working with them. For example, I really didn't like the feel of the mandala yarn, acrylic yarn, and I didn't like the feel of the, what was it? Impeccable yarn. Those were both acrylic yarns, and as I worked with them, they were really unpleasant for me to touch. As I worked with them, they were fine in the final product that I made, but I didn't like how they felt on my hands as I worked with them. But this feels really nice to me. It's soft and squishy. I think it feels nice. The colors are pretty. I didn't have any issues working with it. I think it's nice. Anyways, if you would like to see me knit or crochet anything, you can always feel free to suggest things in the comments and maybe I'll try to make it. But I have some yarn that I want to make. I got it on clearance in December, I think. I want to make the Dahlia sweater. And I also want to crochet a tee, which I have yarn for. It's in a cotton acrylic blend that I think would be a really nice tee for spring and summer wear when it's warmer in the year. But anyways, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.